Well, hello, everyone. Welcome tonight to my live. It's been a crazy day. I had to do an allergy shot today, and luckily I'm down to 3 times or every 3 weeks, and I've only got one more 3-week after this one. Then I go once a month. So I will be happy about that. Today I kind of had an allergic reaction after my shot, and my face was all blotchy, and so I will be glad when these shots are all done, and hopefully I make it through all of them. As they keep progressing, they make the shot stronger, so you just never know if you're going to have an allergic reaction. But anyway, thanks for joining tonight. And let me check to make certain I'm live. While we're doing that, I'm going to show you what we're going to work on tonight. I'm going to use the flowers, and I haven't quite decided, but I think I know, from the You Are Enough transfer. When those are sold out, that was a kit that you could buy, and it came with that rectangle. When those are sold out, probably around the end of the month, and it may continue into the new catalog if they have a few left, but once they're gone, they're gone. The flowers are adorable in this kit. I have seen so many cute things made with these flowers. The fun part about these flowers is there's no layering. You don't have to take them apart. So it is fun, and looks like my sister's on. So hello Judy. Let me share this real quick. Seems like every time I go to share this, it seems different, but it's probably no different than the time before. One last share. I always share to my husband's page. He's my big supporter. As many of you know, he tolerates taking me to the craft store and going through the craft lines a zillion times. Okay, so I have that on, and I think I'm ready here. So welcome Judy. Thanks for joining. Anybody else that's on, welcome, and please like, share, and comment. I would love it if you would spread the word around. I'm trying to get this business going, and I'm having a fun time doing these lives. So I would just love to have you join. Now I can see I didn't zoom out as much, or I have a way to zoom now. I'm learning some things. You still are going to see some of my things in the back. So, and I didn't have time to really play with it much. So tonight, I guess it will be what it is. I'll be getting things cleaned up more. In fact, I see bags everywhere. I'll be happy when it's just organized. So tonight's plaque or frame that I wanted to use is a frame I got from Hobby Lobby, and like I said, I want to use this transfer, the You Are Enough, and I'm going to use probably the 2 flowers with the 2 leaves, but we may talk about that. Also the bigger branch, I love that one. So those could even maybe be done in the corners if I wanted to try that. But I had a couple options here. The other thing as a possibility is to use this kissing booth transfer, and I wanted to use the smaller scroll. Or no, I have them both here. I guess just depends on how we decide it's going to fit, because then I was thinking it's not going to fit that way. But if the long one fit with the wording, oh, and it does if I spread the wording out. So we'll talk about that. So anyway, thanks for joining. Let me get my table view going and you can see what's on my table. Now, I don't know if any of you remember this frame. I've used it before. In fact, I have the picture right here. Let me grab my other picture. So I bought 3 of these frames at Hobby Lobby. This is my You're the Sweetest. And a lot of you guys know, a lot of my things have been like Sweetberry Design, Sweetberry Station. Everything is sweet. I like to use sweet with things, so I love this when I saw this. So I want to put this in here behind on the wall. I'm going to get some things on the wall behind me instead of probably just sitting there. And then, so my thought is that because I could layer and then I could have something different under here, that could go up like that a bit. This could go off to the side, and then maybe just something down below here under this section. So anyway, I wanted to use this frame. I have, like I say, 3 of them. Don't know that all 3 will end up in here, but depends on how they fit on the wall. And you can kind of see what you see behind it. You'll be seeing some of my totes now too, but when I get the new table and things reset up, it may shift me a little bit. So we will see how that goes. So this is the first transfer that I showed you was this one. You Are Enough. It was a kit. And it has one other flower here. So it also has that. I've already cut it apart because I think it came something like that, and I just cut it apart. So, but these are the 2 I'm thinking possibilities of using. One of those more than likely for sure. Then we have these could go on the sides with this in the middle. And then you could take that transfer and go like that. And then just flip it and go like that. So one side would be up and one side would be down. So they'd be the opposite of each other. And then if we didn't do that way and we wanted, or the other option is you don't use the scroll and you could do that and that. But the other option is to just get, I want to chalk up here. Use this long scroll down here. And then do pretty, or Yeah, pretty, and then things over here. And then you could chalk any of these. That one. Down there, so that would be separated. So tell me what you think, and then we can get started if you have an opinion. If you're still here, Judy, or if anybody else is on. And we will carry on as soon as I see if I get a response on that. If not, I'll have to figure it out myself. Another thing, the other night, if you was watching, we had problems with the board and with the paste coming up on the layers. Now this won't be so much layered, but this is not a chalkcouture surface, so it's probably going to be better if I wax it, just to make certain that the paint stays on good. So this is the Johnson paste wax, but see how huge this is? And I keep these little jars right on my little turntables that I got from Harbor Freight. So my thought was to find a container that would work. So I ended up thinking that I had chalk paste that was white in 2 different containers, and I knew I could combine it and make one. So now I have just a little jar of my paste wax, and it won't take up so much room, and I will work on that for a second. So it looks like I'm going to have to decide this. Looks like I'm not getting any responses. So this is just a microfiber. I used it the other night. I used it on the wrong side. You don't need a lot, but you can just spread that around, and we'll buff it out when we're done with the other side. So, and if you can see, it goes shiny. Now, one thing about this board, and I can show you that in a second, was this board had a different design on the front. It actually had an elephant. So we'll buff this up, and then I'll show you that, so you can see what I did. One side was chalk surface, but the only thing about this is you have to be careful because it's hard to change it out. Yeah, I like the last option too. It'll be different. So good, we're on the same wavelength. So actually it's in upside down now, but you can see, I guess it had an elephant on it. I couldn't remember, but maybe that's what I said. But the elephant side got turned. So, and you could see that I got that nice and buffed up. And this surface, this will not be available for purchase. It was only given to the designers that, yes, sister vibes. If this was only given to the designers that are chalkcouture designers, you can't actually buy it. So and it came with our new catalog that's coming out on the 4th. So I loved it. I thought it was so cute. And It'll be so cute in my craft room. Because I love to make pretty things. So be it chalk or anything. So what I'm going to do is I need to turn this over. And I'll just put pretty things on it. I need to mark on it so I know which side. So after I wash my transfer, I can put it in the right back on it on the right side. Now, well, let me get my towel. We are coming out with a new fuzz towel, and I'm excited to get that. It's an actual towel on one side and then microfiber on the other. And I don't think it's quite this big. It'll just be nice. And the gals that have them already really love them. Now you're going to want to fuzz your transfer at least 3 times. Some people do it 5. You don't want it to stick to your board and not want to come back up. And it works better to fuzz on an actual towel versus a microfiber. I think that's good. That feels good to me. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my ruler and we will see where we're at with the eye. Just a fraction. I'm pretty darn close. I think I could go with that and it would be just fine. So let me just double check one last time. I think it's pretty close. Yeah, too much on the table. And then I feel like I don't have enough space here. So now you want to make certain you get all your bubbles out. So I'm going to use this multi-squeegee. Or the angled squeegee, I should say. This is the multi-tool. This is what I couldn't think of last night, but this is the multi-tool. Oh, that is probably good to decide that. How long is pretty things? So you've got about halfway on that. Let's see how long things is. Things is smaller. Things is about 5 inches. It'll work. Because I'll have to do it here and have things go over to there. And I can move it over just slightly. So I think we'll be okay. So what I need to do is I'm going to use this angled squeegee, and I'm only going to squeegee it down to the chalk part because I don't want everything to stick right now. So you're trying to get your bubbles out. You don't want to have bubbles in there when you're trying to chalk. If you see bubbles, you can always lift it back up and reposition it. There is a couple of circle things down here, but I don't know that that would affect it. Well, one is probably a piece of hair or something from the lint. That's not going to affect it though. So I'm just going to leave it. A lot of that stuff washes off with the alcohol wipes when you go to use your alcohol wipes on it. So I think we're okay. I don't feel anything bubbling in the word part. That's where you want to find out. Now, my thought was this can either be in the green, that white, and this in the green, or this can be white, this can be the green. So I'll use the teal, lighter, darker, or I can even do the little bit of variation like I had on my, I don't know where I put it, my other board here that I showed you. Oh, it's right here. Let me show you that again. See how I did a variation? I could do the pretty things in a variation. Or the chalk. I could do the chalk in variation. Or I could do, I just want to in white, chalk, and then in this blue, and then in that blue do pretty things, and then down here have the white with the colored flowers. So I think for sure I just want to in white. We'll start with that. I'll see what everyone thinks about the variation. Now here's my white that I combined. It was pretty full. It's bubbled a little bit, but that won't matter once you get it stirred up. Now this paste is made right here in Salt Lake City. I found that out the other day. So a lot of craft companies come out of Utah. Oh, let me grab a baby wipe. It's always good if you can and have time, and I want to try and start doing that. I know my videos are a little bit longer, but it's just easier if I keep it handy and keep things cleaned up. So I'm grabbing a squeegee. I've cut one of these in half. We are coming out with smaller ones now. We won't have to cut them in half. We're real excited about that. So So you just start at the top and pull down. Now with the chalk too, and sometimes I tend to not do it fast enough. It's better if you can work fast, especially if you have a great big area that you're transferring. Like when I do the temple, I'm scared to do that one because it's so big. And when I get my big table, my other table in here, we're gonna do that soon. We're gonna try that out. Okay, so I've got that, so I'll just peel this back. So that turned out really good. Now I'm going to take my blow dryer because I want that to get dry. And I will just put it on the lowest setting I've got. And we will get this dry. You want to try and not get the heat gun too close to the transfer though. Especially if it's a heat gun and not a hair dryer. Because people have said that they've ruined their transfers. That it melts them. Now that went on really well. So now I'll just place that there. I'm not going to stick it back down. But I do need to get the bubbles out of the chalk part. I did get a little white there. I don't know if it didn't go through, and I can clean that up before, and we may do white, but I may want to clean that little spot up. So I'm pretty sure this is what I used on the other one. This is the Couture Till. It's a little bit darker. But if I want to variegate, which I was thinking, I will want that open. And then I'll need this one open. This is the peacock. Now I have a peacock that's open, so let me grab the peacock. In fact, I've used peacock a lot. I'm low on peacock in this jar. So I just want to get it stirred up. You want the consistency to be kind of like yogurt. So I've got that one. I feel like I need a bigger table tonight for some reason. Let me move a couple of things here. And then I need to go through, and I don't know if you saw last night's video, but I need to go through and clean my jars, because I've learned that if you keep them cleaner, you don't get all this if you clean them with a baby wipe. And then you don't lose so much of your paste at the end. So, is this crooked for everybody? It's looking crooked to me. Don't know if I bumped it or maybe that's a little better. And we'll stir this one. The consistency is not too bad, so I think I'm going to leave it. And we will Oh, welcome, welcome, Nancy. Thanks. So we were trying to decide the chalk, if it was just going to be one color. I didn't get an answer from Judy because I have my teal paste here, and I'll show you what I was thinking. So I could variegate it down to that, and then pretty's gonna go here, things are gonna go here, and then that'll be in white. Pretty and things could be in white also. And then we're gonna use this flower down here. So, and the flowers, of course, will be some colors. No, that's okay. Anyway, so let me show you my plaque again. Or I could do pretty in one color up here. And we could even not pretty, but we could do chalk in one color. And then we could even just variegate the pretty things. My thought was, because I want this up there with it, and see how it's variegated. I used the two colors together. Actually, I had the white, but I could do the lighter. So, does everybody think if I variegate chalk and then just do the words in white? Or should I do chalk in one color and then variegate pretty things? So that's what I was trying to decide. So I'll look and see if anybody says anything very fast. If not, I'll make a decision here. So there's that part of the transfers on. So Judy thinks I should use chalk in the dark blue, and then, yeah, that would be cute. Let's just try that then. It can always be washed off. That's one good thing if you don't like it. You know me, I have to be different in any one I've seen, so this will be different. just clean off your excess. Yeah, I figured we might have different, or you would say lighter. But that is cute. I like the darker. So now, I've got to lift this up, but let me clean out the... That's got to dry a second anyway. In fact, we'll have to probably put the blow dryer on it. Let me just clean this real quick. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but see where my white got right there? I just want to clean that spot. I want to make certain that the paste is going to go through it. So that will work. Now let me put the blow dryer on this. Hi Colette, welcome, welcome. And Erica? I never can tell who's on, so I appreciate that. So now we're going to have to get pretty over here, but I think I can leave just a little bit from the edge from measuring it from before. And I gotta see if I can, how far I can move it up. Let me stand up for this and see what... I can kind of see where I'm at here. Because they actually have it pretty close together. I think I'll go with that. So we're just trying to make certain there's no bubbles in the pretty part. Get that cleaned up real quick because I want to use it again probably. So let's see. Grab another one of these. Should I use the... Well, I may variegate the next row a little bit. Do half the light and half the other.